Well, good morning, everybody. Turn to the book of Luke, chapter 16, please. Luke, chapter 16. Now, I want your attention, please, everybody. The topic is what happens a second after we die, or after death. 1 second after we die, what's going to happen?
There's a life after death.
Good. Okay. Yeah, we'll come to that. All right, we'll come to that. If very quickly, to answer Misa's question, look in verse 14 of the same chapter. Verse 14. The Pharisees were people who loved money. On the front of the paper, it's in the Bible, verse 14. They thought money was their God, and money was everything to them. So Jesus is trying to show in this story, which is a true story, what happens to people who love money more than God. So the problem was his love for money and the way he misused it. All right, we'll see this as we go along. Now, the reason I put this up here is because this is a very important subject. You and I are here today, right? We could walk out and get knocked down and killed anytime. I'm not trying to frighten us, but it could happen. Any of us could get a heart attack and drop dead. People die. They don't expect to die. And am I right, Greg, that in Victoria, road accidents have increased by 50%? So far this year, more people have died on the roads in Victoria than ever before in the past. So don't think that you and I are safe, all right? So what's going to happen a second after we die? Now, Jesus answered this question. Look in your sheets. Look in your sheets, okay? The poor man Lazarus was carried away by angels. I didn't notice that. So when you die, angels are going to come and carry you away. So now, so this man died, but he was carried by the angels somewhere. Now here's the point. Nobody ever dies. When Bobby and I, when you and I stop breathing, the very next second we start breathing in this new world. The moment our eyes close in this life, our eyes open out in the next world. So we are going to be carried by the angels. That's no joke, that's serious. Now I ask the question, who do you assume carried away the rich man? Probably the devil's angels, the devil's followers. It's like, hey, come on, man, you're a part of us, come and join us. Yes. Okay, number 2. With both individuals, their fate or destiny was sealed. Now look at the board here. I got the poor man up here and the rich man down here. All right? Their destiny or their fate, whichever word you want to use, not F-A-I-T-H, but F-A-T-E, was sealed from the story. All right? Look at point number 3. What does it say about the rich man? About the poor man? Yeah, he was in comfort. And this guy was in agony. Number 4. Look at number 4. The rich man did not ask for deliverance. Instead, he asked for relief. Look at verse 24. Look at verse 24. He said, and he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am in anguish in this flame. Now, I don't know if this is real flame or real water or real finger, but it's a way of saying I'm in agony. I'm in flames. Okay, look at number 5. Notice the rich man could not go to where Abraham and the poor man were, and vice versa. Look at verse 23. It says that where the poor man was and where the rich man was, it was far off. How far is far off? And look at verse 26. It says that there was a great gulf or a great chasm separating the two. Okay? Point number 6. Neither could the rich man go back to earth. So here is earth. This rich man could not come back here. This is where he was. His body was here, but his spirit was there, but he couldn't come back. All right, look at number 7. Both were alive and conscious. So when you die, when I die, they're not like that little dog we have at home or the little cat or the little bird in the cage. When they're dead, they're gone, they're finished, they're kaput, that's the end. In single is Iberite, finish, no more. But you and I, when we die, the very next second, we are transported to a different world. Right, Bobby? Okay, look at number 8. The rich man could see, he could speak, he could hear. Look at verses 23, 24, 27, and 30. He could see, the rich man could see Lazarus and Abraham. And when Abraham spoke, he could hear him. And also he could speak. But I thought he was dead. I thought he was dead. Yes, his body was dead, but his spirit or the real person was somewhere else. So when you die, like I said, you're not like a little dog dead and gone and finished. You could see, you could hear, you could speak still. Okay, look at number 9. And this is very important. The rich man was aware of what had happened in his previous life. Look at verse 25 and verse 27 and 28. He knew that he had 5 brothers. He had 5 brothers here. And he knew that these 5 brothers were going to end up here. And he tells Abraham, please send somebody to show them what they must do. All right. Number 10. And this is what John was talking about earlier. John, you were talking about purgatory, right? Notice there is no intermediate place such as purgatory. This morning, there is no place called purgatory. So when you die on earth, you either go to where the poor man was, or if you're bad, you go to where the rich man was. There is no purgatory. Now, what did he say purgatory was? Something in between. It's a purging. So what Catholicism teaches is that you go to a place called purgatory, and then those of us who are living on earth, could pray for you and pray for you and pray for you and help poor people and do a lot of good so that you could go from here to there. I can't find that in the Bible. Sorry, miss. Where did it come from? Right. Where did it come from? It's one of those teachings which they have made up over the years. They have made up a lot of teachings. You will notice that. We'll see this as we go along. They have made up a lot of teachings that are not found in the Bible. This is one of them. Yeah, human-made teachings. Look at number 11, please. Number 11 in your sheet. There is no such thing as speaking with the dead. What about those who practice speaking with the dead? What about those, what do you call them, clairvoyants? Mediums, psychics. Have you heard of them? There are people who will tell you, come to me, give me some money, and I will speak with the dead. And I will tell you what you want to know. Are you going to get this job? Are you going to marry this person? Are you going to have, how many children are you going to have? I can tell you, because I can talk to the dead. I can talk to your father who's dead and gone. I can talk to your mother who's dead and gone. Is that true? Is that true according to what Jesus is saying here? No. So then who are these people? They're taking you for a ride. They're just taking you for a ride. They're taking your money and they're lying to you. And they're cheating you. So don't get caught to them. Althea, if you want to know if you're going to pass that exam, or really, don't go to a clairvoyant. Don't go to a medium. Ask yourself, am I studying to get through this exam? Okay. Look at number 12. There is no such thing as floating in space. All the dead go to Hades, and Hades simply means the place where the dead are. It's either you go to comfort or you go to agony. So what does the word Hades mean? It's a place where the dead go. And the good dead go to paradise, the bad dead go to agony. This whole place is called Hades. How do I know that? When Peter was preaching in Acts chapter 2, John, what did he tell about Jesus? In chapter 2, verse 27, and in verse 30, he said about Jesus, I will not leave your soul in Hades, nor will I let your body rot. I won't leave your soul in Hades. So Hades is where Jesus went, and that part of Hades, he said to the thief on the cross, you'll be with me where? In paradise. Right, let's go on. And the last point there on your sheet. Back then it was Moses and the prophets they had to listen to. Today is Jesus and the apostles. Verse 31. Let's look in your sheets and let's turn to Luke chapter 16, please. The same chapter. The same chapter. Luke chapter 16 and verse 16. Jesus says, the law and the prophets were until John. From that time the gospel of the kingdom of God is preached, and every man entered it violently. So what is he saying? The law and the prophets were only until John. That's why Jesus said, that's why Abraham said to the rich man, when he wanted Abraham to go to his brothers, he says, no, they got the old law there. But today, we don't have the old law. Today we have who? Look at John chapter 1. Very quickly, we're going to go through these verses. John chapter 1, verses 17, please. John chapter 1. John chapter 1, verse 17. It says, for the law was given through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus. No man has seen God at any time, the only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. Now look at John chapter 14, verse 6. John chapter 14, verse 6. Jesus is talking here to Philip, and Jesus says to him in chapter 14, verse 6, he says, I am the way and the truth and the life. He says, no man can come to the Father but through me, through Jesus. All right? Look in Acts chapter 4, verse 12. Acts chapter 4, verse 12. If you got it, whoever has it first, please read it. Acts 4, verse 12. Peter says, and in none other is there salvation, for neither is there any other name under heaven that is given among men wherein we must be saved. He's talking about Jesus. And then in 1 Thessalonians 1:8 it says, if you do not know God and if you do not obey the gospel, God is going to take revenge on you. And then finally, in Hebrews chapter 10. Hebrews chapter 10. Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 31. You got it, Mark, Chris?
Yes.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 31. Please read that.
It is a fearful thing, fall into the hands of the Lord.
Yes. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God, because He's our only hope. Right, now here's the conclusion. Here's the conclusion of the whole matter. Before I say that, John, if you have any questions, we'll talk about it later. If you have any questions on this or other things, we'll talk about it later. But here's the point. Two people. Immediately they died, they ended up somewhere else. So this earth is gone. Your body is on this earth, but you are somewhere else. And one is in a good place of comfort, one is in agony. And you can't jump over. You can't do that. You can't bribe there like you do in Sri Lanka and in India. You can't bribe and get in there. And there's a big gulf here. And the other thing is, you are conscious. You are conscious. You can speak, you can see, you can hear. You know what happened before. But here's my question. Can you see what's happening on the earth where you came from? Sharon says no. Do you agree with her? Yes. You can't see what happened, but you know what happened before you left the earth. Just like I know. Sorry? The memories. You got the memories. Just like Chris and I, we have memories of Sri Lanka, but we can't see Sri Lanka right now. Yes.
And no one can cross.
No one can cross. Yes. 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 Have everybody got one of these? Now don't believe what I'm saying, all right? Go home, open your Bibles and study what it says in the Bible. This is a guide. If I'm wrong, tell me where I'm wrong. Show me. But use this as a guide to see what happens immediately you and I die. 1 second after we die, that's what's going to happen. And like Chris read, it's an awful thing. It's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the living God. And my question this morning is, where do you stand right now? Where do you and I stand right now? That's the most important question. If I die right now, ask yourself, if I die right now, where will I be? Don't think, I'm still young. I think I have another 30 years left, 40 years left. Or if you're like me, I can say, I got a few more years left. No, I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to die. I can die anytime. So the question I want to leave with us this morning is, please be ready right now. If you got something that you have to talk to God about now, do that. If you got to tell somebody, I'm sorry, do that. If you have stolen something, or if you're lying, rectify that. If there's something wrong in my life, fix it. I need to fix it right now because I don't know. It's not me talking. This is not me talking. This is Jesus who's talking, and Jesus came from there to earth. If he does not know what he's talking about, then who knows? Thank you very much.